All right, looks like they're about to take a sidebar there inside of the courtroom. Let's bring in trial attorney Michael Jaafar, who is standing by as our analyst. Michael, thanks so much for being on with us. I'm watching the details in this case, and of course, this is one of the worst kinds of cases when you have children who are the victims. But I'm trying to pay attention to, especially with this body camera footage, what's going to be important and impactful in this case. And when I'm seeing the mother and how frantic she is, and this witness testifying about how she reacted, it seems that she's confused as to what may have happened. She's not clearly telling them that my husband, who I'm divorcing, is the one who did this. How do you think that plays into all of this? Are we missing something here?
No. You stumbled right into the point. So the point right now, this case is going to come down to this. We know what the theory of the defense is, that the son did it, or there was an accident. Someone's going to have to corroborate that. Bass is not going to be enough, because he already has a conflicting statement to the police when they came to the scene that he accidentally shot his son. So this is there's a vast divide in the facts. The facts started really with the defendant. The defendant was the person, he caused the charges to be brought on himself, right? Because he essentially told the police officers, hey, you know, I did it. So there's a massive divide here in the facts. Someone's going to have to corroborate it, and the only two people who can corroborate the defense's theory now is the soon-to-be ex-wife and, unfortunately, the 8-year-old son. These are the only two people. One of them is going to have to come in and corroborate the defense's theory. But this witness, now you're getting down, you're seeing exactly where this case is going to go, which is what happened. And there's only 3 people who survived that incident who know what happened: the defendant, the mother, and the son. Unfortunately, the daughter's deceased. So this is going to be a kind of Greek tragedy-ish type of case playing out. And one more thing I'll say, Julia, in that courtroom, when they were playing the video of the incident where the family was crying, people in the gallery were crying, but the defendant was sitting there stoically. I didn't like that. So it's not going off to a good start for him. I thought he should have showed a little bit more emotion. His kids and wife are crying. So
yeah, I'm glad you
we'll see what
referenced
happens.
That contrast, because you're right. We're seeing them react to that body camera footage, but nothing so far from Jermaine Bass. We will see what happens in this case. Michael, thank you for that analysis. And we're going to step aside and bring in national trial attorney Michael Jaafar. Michael, I meant to say this is in front of a judge earlier. No jury. This is a hearing. This is post-conviction relief that's being requested. Your thoughts on the success rate of a hearing like this? 5 years later, he Google searched, what do you do with a cheating wife, before his wife ends up dead in their barn.
Yeah, everything pointed to this man in the original case. I'm really curious to see what the evidence is that he says that was withheld, and why this hearing is going to be lasting multiple days. The most damning evidence for him was obviously the nature of the injuries. Look, if you fall on a rake, people understand it doesn't kill you. It doesn't pierce your skin. It has to be brought on with blunt force trauma, like actual force into your skin, because rapes are not like steak knives. Rakes are not steak knives. They're very, very dull, right? You use it to rake grass. So at the end of the day, you know, it's strange credulity that she fell on this rake. Let's just put it that way. And then the jury, I think, made the right decision. The whole thing that he said about his wife, it was inaudible. It wasn't, I mean, I don't think that turned the case. I think what turned the case was the fact that really nobody else had the access to killing this woman in the way that she was killed and the way she was murdered, except for the person who lived with her. It wasn't going to be her son. It was going to be her husband. So the success rate of these hearings anyway are very slim to none. Back when DNA evidence was introduced in the mid to late 90s, you saw a lot of people, you know, with post-trial acquittals and new evidence, and they were able to test DNA hundreds of cases, right? But now, you know, that has kind of gone away. And so the new evidence has to be like an eyewitness or somebody who comes in and says, I actually know something. I know something that I should have said in the original case. So we'll see what happens.
We will see what the defense has, what they say that the prosecution is hiding. Michael Jaafar, thank you so much for joining us this hour. We have more of this post-conviction relief hearing for Todd Mullis. Stay with us.